guys. Okay. Yeah, so there might be some delay. Okay, so you might be hearing, you guys some internet issues, and so don't worry about it. Okay, so let's quickly browse to our syllabus. Actually, what we have is the syllabus for this class, and okay, so I hope everyone got the syllabus, right? So who did not get syllabus, send me an email, okay, to my email ID. It's like manu@itamerica.com, and I'll send you the syllabus. Okay, so here's the syllabus. So first two classes will be talking about these various types of testing, this kind of introduction. Okay, and so tomorrow's class will be the most important class. So make sure you attend that class. Okay. So today we'll be mostly working on this introduction part, and tomorrow like half introduction, and the next half I will be explaining how to test an application. Okay, that's the most important topic that you have to know, because even if you're senior, doesn't matter even if you are like experienced, and if you're non-experienced, new, that is something which you will be learning in that class. So yes, you will be getting all the recordings. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'll be sending you recordings. I'll be sending you before 4 p.m. So, okay. I mean, I'll be sending before that. I mean, you get by 1 p.m., 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. But my cutoff day is like 4 p.m. That means if you don't get any recording till 4 p.m., that means you have to request. And if you're, because for some reason I may not have your email ID or something, maybe some issue, send me an email, okay, at manu@itamerica.com, so that I'll forward you recordings. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so various types of testing. So we'll learn various types of testing. Okay, and so this we are basically talking about this syllabus. Okay, so what is our syllabus? Okay, then the second class will be working on. Okay, there is some part we cover about the testing, and the other part how to test an application. So this is the most important topic in the whole class. That is like how you are supposed to test an application. Let's say there's an application that can be a web application, client application, or anything, or back-end application, or it's being a database, doesn't matter. You want to know how you're supposed to test an application. Okay, so this is where we'll be discussing about that, and the Rally tool. Okay, so here, so Rally is actually a test management tool where, see, once you have completed your testing, right, you need to report the defects. Okay, you need to report the defects, or write the test cases, and execute the test cases, all those things. Okay, for that reason, you need a test management tool. Because why this? Why do you need this? Because you need to you work in a team, right? You don't work as solo. You work as a team. So your team member is supposed to know what you have done. So your dev team has to know. Okay, this is the thing has been done. So that's the reason you need this tool. This tool helps to coordinate the different team members and make so that your team members are in the same page what they are. Okay, so what they are and you will be same page. That's the reason you need this Rally tool. It's a test management tool. Okay, Rally is a test management tool in Agile. So mostly we'll be working on Agile methodology. Okay, so this is what we're working on, Rally. Next, for if you are like little bit advanced, so this will be a little bit advanced for a lead point of view. So I'll be having this, SharePoint. You need to have the SharePoint. So I'll be giving you access to this, both of them. I'll be giving you access so that you can get this access and practice on that, and um, we work on that. And this SharePoint where you can upload your test documents, test plan, test strategy, all the documents you can upload in the SharePoint. This is the reason you have this SharePoint. Again, the same, um, you need to coordinate with various teams, because one person, prepares one document, the other person prepares another document, and it's team level, right? So that's the reason you need to know the other teams. You need to let other teams know that you have completed your work, and the other teams will be working on it. So that's the reason you need this SharePoint. Okay. Then you have this, various documents. So we have these various documents. Okay, we'll go through this, each and every. So this is on fifth class, and we'll go, each and every in detail. What are these documents? And meanwhile, this class I'll be also sharing you, my Google Drive access, so that you'll be having, more better idea to see what these documents are all about. Then we'll have this SDLC. Okay, so SDLC, software development lifecycle. Then you have this STLC. We'll go more into detail. STLC, software testing lifecycle. Then we have this bug lifecycle. So basically, these all are various types of life cycles. Okay, and you have this. I'll give you the introduction of methodologies, various types of methodologies, and on the sixth class, I will take the whole class for introduction for agile methodology. So agile is a little bit new. Not really, I mean, it's been for a while, but you need to know more about like how this agile works, because agile is a little bit different from waterfall methodology or any other methodology. So you need to know a little bit, about the agile. Then we'll take seventh and eighth class. We'll take as HPALM. So this is also a test management tool. Okay, HPALM. So this is like optional. I mean, this you already know the have full access to Rally, and you know how to create test cases, how to execute it, report that. This is another way. So that is for more for agile. This is for waterfall methodology or any other methodology. Okay. So HPLM. It's also like test management tool. So basically, you're learning two test management tool here. Okay. Ninth class, like I'll be giving you introduction on QTP. That's Quick Test Professional. So it's an automation tool where, let's say, you are as a tester, you're testing in application, but you want to do like automation. Okay, where this is normally for regression testing. Okay, so we'll be using QTP. Now it's like UFT, Unified Functional Testing. So we'll be working on a old version, but we'll be having various information about the QTP, how to run a script and how to execute a script, and and also a little bit of programming. So we'll not go deep because that's a completely different thing. We'll be working most of them as a manual, not as automation. Okay. So, and the last class, we'll be working on this certification. So certifications, make sure you get this certification either from one. Okay. So we'll go this more detail. Okay. So this is this is free. It's completely free, and I would recommend you to, just maybe it will take some one day. So for most of the people, right, it took like 8 hours. So it doesn't take that much, but yeah, of course, if you're new and if you want to navigate and want to know stuff, of course, it takes a lot of time. So one day, just get one certificate. That should be good. So I'll be giving you homework. Make sure you complete homework. Any questions in this syllabus? So moving forward, so you might have this access to this syllabus. I have going to send you an email. Okay, if you don't get it, don't worry. Moving forward, you guys will be having this access to this, because everything will be stored at one place. So you guys can have this all the slides and whatever I'm saying, right? So you'll be having all this access. So for now, you don't have to worry. you can just concentrate on my classes, or just work on it what I have said, do the homework. That should be good. Okay. Moving forward, in advanced level, we will be having access to all those, and you can also practice. Okay, so if everyone are good, let's move to our various types of testing. So let's go in detail. So you'll be getting recording for this. Yeah, someone asked, right? So can we get all this into email? Sure. So see, here's the thing. So I cannot send my voice, translate my voice into email, but you will be, one thing, you'll be having this recording. Okay. And the other thing what I said is syllabus. So what I was talking about was syllabus. Okay. So this you'll be, of course, you'll be having this syllabus. Okay. If you don't have it, you can request me. Okay. So you'll be having this access to the syllabus. The other thing, what is like slides. Okay, slide I'll be sending you through email. Okay, those are two things. And the third thing is you'll be having this recording. So don't worry about it. You'll be having this recording, and you can replay it anytime you want. Okay. Okay. So let's. Any more questions? Okay. So let's get started. So there are like various types of testing. So we'll go from basic. Okay, so we'll go through basic level. So various types of testing. So we need we know like why do we need testing? Okay, so we need to test each and every application, part of an application, each and every module, and each and every part of an application. Okay, so there are different various types of testing. So let's go one by one. So here is like black box testing. So in this testing, internal system design is okay. This is done by the testers and not by the programmers. Okay. So this, it's a high level testing. To be, in short, like, black box. So if somebody asks, right, so what is black box testing? So you say it's a high level testing which is done by the testers and not by the programmers. Okay. And tester based on requirements and functionality. Okay. So whatever the requirements are, based on that we'll be testing. So requirements, requirements, it can be in documents, it can be in a document, MS Word, all the screenshots and all the information written in it, or it may have screenshot, it may have field values, all those things. So that is a requirement. We'll go in detail about requirements. Okay, so let's not worry about it. And functionality, it can be anything. Okay, functionality can be, let's say as a functional point of view, front end point of view, the functionality can be, text box, edit box, image, okay, fields, all those things. So that is functionality. Yeah, for some people, yeah, actually, this sound is not clear. Yeah, I know that one. And actually, you know what? We have already this issue posted to Zoom. Okay, so they should be working. So let's. So we already have this issue open actually. And so they have not yet fixed it. So it's been like more than 2 weeks. So yeah, there is an issue actually. Saying that so I'm working on this. So it might take some while. Okay, so I'll be posting this. Okay, So anyone, okay, so anyone who is sound is not clear, can you post this one here so that I'll update those guys and they might fix it. So I'll just take a screenshot so that let me know if anyone is facing the same problem that sound is not clear. Just post in chat. No, I'll check back with them later. Okay. So I'll just post them right. Hopefully. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Good. Okay. So let's save this. Okay. So I'll be giving you good recording, so you can you can also use that one. Okay. So let's go back to this black box testing. The black box testing, in short, it's a high level testing. It's a high level testing which is done by the testers and not by the programmers. And normally, it's based on the requirements and functionality. Whatever the requirements and functionality, based on that, you do this black box testing. Okay. So, I mean, this is like high level testing. So, if somebody asks, okay, so now you do this black box testing. Let's say your boss, your boss asks, okay, now they'll give you a laptop. It says, now do the black box testing. Okay, so that's not the way. Okay, so that's a wrong question, because black box testing is done by the team level, not by individual level. Yes, all the classes are at this 10:45 a.m. EST. Okay, so if somebody somebody asks like do the black box testing, you cannot do the black box testing because it's a team level. So you need to make understand saying that okay, black box testing is a high level testing. That means it involves various testing in that, like functional testing, okay, functional testing, integration testing, system integration testing, performance testing. All those are included in the black box testing. So that's called black box testing. Okay, black box testing is a high level testing done by the testers, and it's done by the team level, not at individual level. So individual level is not something like okay, test that button, text that test that field value, does that application. It's not like that. It's like it's a you need to do in a team level. Okay, black box testing is a high level testing done by the testers and not by the programmers, and it's based on the requirements and functionality. Okay, so you need to understand like this is high level. If I say which is high level, that means it requires more than one people, not just one or two people. You're talking about teams, business analysts, developers, okay, testers, architects, programmers, and so on. Like there is a big team now, they have more than any teams. Okay, so that's what I mean by high level. If I say high level, that means it's involving team, not one or two people. Team. That means developers, testers, architects, project managers, all of them. Okay, so next we will go to this white box testing. Okay, so white box testing is based on the internal logic of an application code. Okay, and it's also called as glass box system. Okay, and okay, let's go to this. Okay, and it also has this internal code, test out by. Okay, let's take an example here. Okay, so white box system. So we'll go this. Let's say we'll go to Amazon.com. Okay, now they have to do so. But see again, this white box testing is a high-level testing done by the programmers because it has to know, because we need to know the internal logic of an application code. So what's the logic? So so let's say that application is based on Java, okay, Java or HTML, JavaScript or Ajax, okay, whatever. But it has some code. So you need to know the internal logic of an application. Okay, internal logic of an application. A tester cannot do this because he's not a skilled person to do this white box system. Only programmers can do. Okay, let's take an example here. Okay, so let's say you have this application, and and uh, now you have this code. Okay, so you have this code here. All the all the code which is there in this. Now this is white box system. Okay, so you will go this code and navigate each and every code. Okay, you go to each. Let's say you have this script. Okay, you go this script and internal again. There is a sub loop. Okay, there's so many loops in this. Okay, so you have this this code. Now you will go here and and edit each code. Okay, I'll go to this and edit this code. Okay, so this kind of testing is called white box testing because this is not done by the I'm sorry, this is not done by the testers. This is done by the developers. Because we don't know what the code inside it. Okay, there's so much code in it, and that guy has to go into that deep code and have to fix that issue or test that issue. At least you need to tell this box is working or not. Okay, this loop is working or not. So that is called white box testing. Okay, so because see here the testing is based on knowledge of internal logic of an application code. That's what it said. Internal logic of an application. This is the internal logic. Okay, that's what about white box testing. Any questions on black box and white box? Black box is a high level testing done by the testers and not by the programmers. Okay, and it's high level testing. Okay, it's based on the requirements and functionality. White box testing is done by the programmers because the internal logic of an application code should be known. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, unit testing. So again, this unit testing is done by the programmers again. Okay, and see, it's not by the testers because you need to know again the internal logic of a program. So let's say you want to test this. So you have this code. Okay, so let's go to the. So you have this code. Let's not try this. We'll go to the better code. Let's go to Google.com. So this application looks simple for you. Just only the this search bar and this image and this few URLs. It looks simple, but technically it's not that simple. You have pretty complex code for this. Okay. Very good. So unit testing. So we are discussing about this unit testing, right? So unit testing means you have some unit. That means some part. It might be a loop inside a loop. Okay, there might be loops. This is, let's say, this body. Let's say this body code, right? When you click on this, you have this all these loops again showing up. Again, you have this. You have to separate this style. So this might be unit testing. Okay, this can be unit testing because you want to test some unit of an application. So this is a whole application. See, this body is the whole application, but you're just trying to test this unit of an application. That's called unit testing. Does it make sense? So because since it is done by the programmers and not by the testers. Okay. So let's go through this once again. Testing of individual software components or modules. So we are going this module, right? So this is one module. Okay. And it's done by a programmer Because it requires detailed knowledge of internal program design and code. See, this code has so many things. You have this Java, you might have this JavaScript. Okay, you have this script, right? You have this HTML, you have this Ajax. If the video is there, then you also have this Ajax. Okay, and this Flash pair. There's so many things. So you need to have this knowledge of that. So if you have to have this knowledge, then only a developer can do that. Because the developer has this knowledge saying that, okay, so this module has this, this particular feature, and he's going to test that feature. Okay, so that's why that unit testing.
So it is a part of a white box testing.
That's right. That's a part of the white box testing, because white box testing is high level testing, right? So this is unit testing will be a part of that. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. So let's move to the next type of testing. Before going to now incremental, we'll go to a little bit lower level. Functional testing. So now this is what we'll be doing this. Okay, functional testing. So functional testing is to test an functionality of an application. Okay, as per the requirements. So this is like, this you can do as an individual. So this is not like team level. Okay, you can do as a team level if there is too many functional features and too many applications, a lot of client applications, a lot of web applications. Okay, you can do it in team level, but this can be also an individual level. So functional testing is to test an internal parts. So let's take an example here. Okay, let's take an example here. So okay, so here is the thing. So this is front end. Okay, so this is front end, and this normally this web developer, or a Java developer who will be working here at the back end of this code. Not exactly, this is not exactly back end, but this is what he will be developing an application based on this code. Okay. So let's go functional testing. So functional testing to test in functionality of an application. So what is a functional? So functional, functionality features can be anything. Okay, like this edit box. So this is like edit box where you can just image. All these are functionalities. URLs, buttons, scroll bar. Okay, and this button. Okay, and so this button, the Google search button. Okay, and this button too. Okay, so all these buttons. So normally buttons, edit box, fields, text box, rolling buttons, everything. So even this mic, you have this mic option, right? You can also search by voice. Okay, that is also functional feature. Okay, anything what you see in this web application is basically the function, functional. What about it's a functionality of an application. So basically what it does. So this image shows you the image of an application. This edit box, lets you to type. Okay, whatever you are trying to type is that application. And then, okay, so these buttons, this web apps, this is also an application. So everything, whatever you see in this web page, okay, is an application. So to test that is called functional testing. Okay, so let's go back to here. So this definition is a little bit confusing, but you can take it as like functional testing. Functional testing is to test and functionality and features of an application based on the requirements. Okay,
so it's like a unit testing of black box.
Like unit testing. So unit testing is done by the developers, but here functional testing you are doing by the testers.
I just compare with that. Like in white box we have a unit testing. In black box we have functional testing.
You can take it at that way. Yeah, that's fine. But in the unit testing, you're dealing with the code. Here, you're not dealing with any code. That you have to remember. So if you want to understand in that way, that's fine. But these two are different things. Yeah, you can take it as unit testing is for white box testing and functional testing is for black box testing. Yeah, that's fine. We can take. But thing is, these two are different again. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a functional testing. Okay. To test the functionality and features of an application based on the requirements of an application, whatever the functional requirements. Any more questions in functional testing? So I mean, so whatever you see in this web page, so normally whatever you see in this web page, okay, you take Amazon, you take Google, you take any random web page, you will be, of course, you'll be having these functional features because see, these are all of functional features. So this is, see, you can, these are buttons, of course, these are buttons, and okay, so let me give one more example for. Let me give one more example. So let's say here, let's go to Amazon.com. Okay. So here you have this. Here you see this shows a lot of functionality and features. So every image is integrated with URLs and all this web page, because whenever you click on this, it goes to that specific page which you're moving. Okay, so that URL, complete URL will be changed. Okay, so this has a lot of functional features. A lot. I mean, each and every image has its own URL itself. Okay, so this. Okay, so here you have this one important feature of this Amazon. Whenever you click, you don't then have to click. Whenever you want to hover your mouse over some particular, let's say, departments. So I want to hover my mouse to the department section. You see this drop down box shows up. Okay, this drop down box. But at the meantime, you see this, the brightness of this application is has changed to dim. Okay, you see this? Suddenly this application is bright, and the moment you hover your mouse in the department section, it suddenly changes to dim. So that is also a functionality feature. So that's it's a very important feature for Amazon. So that's not a bug basically. So they want to make sure that whenever you're trying to browse, you don't want like other things to be shown up. So they dim that brightness, and now here you can easily browse this sidebar, and you can see. So that's a feature. Okay, that's a feature. That's a very important feature of Amazon. So not every application has that, right? So you don't have this in Google. Whenever you want to type this, okay, then it doesn't go dim. But whenever you hover your mouse here, so it's not only just department. You have this, this button also has this. Okay, accounts. Some of the buttons have this feature that it the brightness of this application gets dim. Okay, so that's also important feature of an Amazon. So that's also functional testing. So almost everything is functional testing. Whenever you see whatever small changes in application. So that's about the function. Okay, so that's an example for the functional testing. Okay, so let's move to the next topic. Okay, integration testing. So integration testing. So you have these various modules, okay, combined into one functionality. Okay. So you have these various modules. Okay, let's take an example here. Let's go to google.com. Okay, so you have this google.com, and let's say there are various domains for google.com, right? So let's click on this. So YouTube. So YouTube is part of the Google. Okay, Play, Drive, Gmail. Okay, news. So all these things are integrated into this google.com. Okay, so you can say, no, what's a big deal? They put this URL and image, that's it. So that's not about just integration, because they are like third party, domains, or a third party, URLs, which cannot be integrated just like that. Okay, that's the reason you need a lot of development people and a lot of testing to make sure, okay, that integrated properly. Okay, so these all are integrated into one Google. So whenever you click on this, it goes to a particular page, or YouTube, let's say YouTube. So that's a completely different domain, nothing to do google.com. So google.com is one domain, YouTube. So they have integrated this, right? They have integrated that YouTube into one web page, into the Google, so that you can easily navigate to that particular, domain without any, without any hassle. Okay, so that's the reason they integrate. So this is called integration. To test that, it's called integration testing. Okay, so let's go back to our definition. So testing of an integrated modules. Okay, so these are different modules. Okay, not prepared by just one or two developers. So many people will be working on. Okay, YouTube is a different domain, so they will be having completely different sets of developers, testers, architects, completely different, view of designing that application code. And Drive is completely different, although it's a subdomain of google.com. You click on this, you go to the subdomain. Let me show you just quickly on this. So you see this drive.google.com, that means it's a subdomain. Google.com is actually the major domain, and inside drive dot means it's a subdomain of a google.com. Okay, so that will be a different, different developers, testers will be working on it. Okay, so all these things is being integrated into one module. That's called integration. And to test that integrated module is called integration testing. Okay. So testing of an integrated modules to verify the combined functionality. So the reason, right, after integrating this, right, so it's not easy. So you need to test this. Why? Because see that that module, right? Let's say YouTube module. So this, let's say that's an old code, and google.com is a new code. Now they are integrating that thing into this. So they want to make sure that after integration, something else doesn't break. Okay. Something might break, right? Because integration of this, because that's old code and new code, you are integrating that old code into new code, something might break. That application might not work properly because they have integrated in, so that's the reason you need to test. So that's the reason you need this integration testing, right? Testing of an integrated module to verify the combined functionality after integration. Okay, and it can be anything like, current applications. This type of testing is okay. This is all. And we'll just go through it. But to test an integrated modules to verify the combined functionality after integration, that's called integration testing. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Okay. Incremental integration testing. So name itself, right? Incremental. That means it's keep on increasing. Okay. So let's say you have tested this. You have tested this. There are more. You click on more. So you have this more. Okay. So this is incremental, right? And they keep on integrating it. New modules keep on integrated, and we need to keep on testing it. Okay. Again, you have this even more. You click on this. Okay. You have this, more features of this Google. Okay. So this is like, integrated testing. That means the new apps keep on coming and you need to keep on testing. Okay, that's called incremental integration testing. Okay, that's bottom up approach of testing. Continuous testing of an application, new feature is keep on getting added. The new functionality they keep on, they keep on adding it. We need to keep on testing it. So that's called incremental integration, and that has to integrate with that application. Okay. Any questions in this? In integration and incremental integration testing? So even you can take this in the Amazon, right? Let's say, you have this particular image here. They want to add one more image here. So that will be an, integration testing, because they're adding an image and putting all these URLs and, images and putting it to one, and that navigates this third party server. Let's take here, for example. Let me put to mute. Let's see. See, let's, here you have this one, okay, let's say soap.com. Soap.com, okay, Amazon might have bought this, it's a different story, but it's nothing related to, Amazon. So that, okay, soap.com, okay, it's nothing to do with Amazon, right? In Amazon, you're going to buy, but they have integrated the module, okay, they have integrated the module into this web page. So that's integration. So to test that, it's called integration. So you need to test all that, that the page is navigating to soap.com, and because of that soap.com, no other, application code is getting, it's not, hampering that code. So all those things. So that's very types of integration testing. Let's move to the next topic.
What will be the example of a client server application?
Want the example of client server application?
Yeah.
So clients, see, example I can say Hangouts, Gdocs, Yahoo Messenger, client server. So that is client applications. See, then if you are saying that client application, that means it has to install in your system. Okay, it has to be installed. That cannot be done like browsers. Web applications can be anything which is you are browsing through the browser, like any browser, Firefox or Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. That's called web applications. And client application is something which you have to install in your system. Okay, so
Okay.
Hangouts may not be an appropriate answer for that, but Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, that because Hangouts have been changed recently, it has become the plugin for Chrome and plugin for Firefox and so on. So Yahoo Messenger or whatever you need to install in your system and communicating that from your system to that server is called client server. Yeah.
And that is also as like integration testing.
Of course, you might also have integration testing in that too. So let's say if you have various applications in that, you'll be also having this integration testing, because I don't have this client application, but yeah, so there are various applications that I've used which are client install in system, and there are so many modules and so many images in the client itself that requires integration testing. So answer is yes, you also have this integration testing for the client applications too, not just web application. See, both are web application, client application are similar, not same, similar. And you can do the same testing whatever you are doing for the web applications. Same testing you can do that for this. Only difference is here you are doing in your laptop or system, and there you are doing in the web browser. Okay, that means you are installing some application into your system. Here you are not installing in web application. You are not installing anything. You are just doing online. That's the only difference.
Okay, got it.
Let's move to the next topic. Okay, so system testing. Let's move. Any more questions so far? Okay, system testing. So system testing, is like entire system is, is to be tested as per the requirement. So system, right? So it has lot of application installed in the system. Everything from the registry keys and DLL files. Okay, lot of things in the system. So all this should be tested based on the requirements, whatever the requirements is. Okay, so let's say if you are installing an application, so there are a lot of things happen at the back end. Okay, so which we don't see. It's like, registry keys get updated. Okay, there are all those registry keys for a reason, and those things get updated. And you have this DLL files, direct link library, those get updated. Okay, whatever config files you need, those all are linked with the data. So a lot of things happen. So when you install an application, okay, so that kind of testing, which includes all of those things, is called system testing. That means entire system. Okay, you want to test an entire system based on the requirements. So that includes all of them, like black box testing. Okay, so that comes in under this system testing. Okay. So let's move to the next. So end-to-end testing. So end-to-end testing is like, from one end to another end. Okay. So we'll keep it simple as a QA point of view, because if you're going as the ETL point of view, right, end-to-end testing also includes QA, because whenever you go as the ETL tester, that means, they assume that you know QA. QA is like, fundamental. If you go as a ETL, so they expect you that you also know QA. So the end-to-end testing covers a lot of things. So, we'll keep it as a QA point of view. As a QA point of view, end-to-end testing is like we have completed all testing, like right from smoke testing, sanity testing, functional testing, integration testing, all of this, performance testing, regression testing, all testing is covered. Then you said like end-to-end testing is done. So that is from one end to another end. Okay. So let's go to this. Testing of complete application environment in a situation that, so this, see if it is, so this is like QA point of view. QA point of view, you said like, everything from one end to another end. But if you're going as the ETL point of view, end-to-end testing means, right from this like source, like, source, once you have completed source testing, then you have this stage testing, then you have this target testing. Again, you run these jobs. Okay, so you have these jobs where you run. So when you have this job testing, you have auto system, you have to do all this testing, and then QA testing of that backend. Okay, so all this testing is done, then you say that end-to-end testing. Okay, so here in the QA point of view, we keep it simple, from one end to another end, right from, smoke testing, sanity testing, functional testing, all those you are covered. It's called end-to-end testing is done. Okay, so let's go to the next topic. Okay, so smoke testing. So here we don't have the smoke testing. I'm just saying. Okay, here you in the slide you don't have actually the smoke testing. Okay, smoke testing is, it's kind of random testing. Okay, and you want to see what you want to do with smoke testing is you want to see that application is testable or not. Okay, so far we are trying to do all kind of testing, but here this is like typical case where you want to see that application is testable. Why waste time when the application is not testable? So you just put it, put it as smoke testing as failed. Okay, let's I want to explain this some topics before going to smoke testing actually. So we have this, three environments. Okay, so there are major like three environments. One is dev environment, that is development environment. The other is test environment, which is testing environment, and the other is production environment. We all access to this production environment. So this Amazon.com, Google.com, we are doing this. These are called production environment. This is all in production servers. Normally, you have these 3 different servers to do this. So that that's how the quality should be maintained. Like you need supposed to have these 3 different servers for these 3 different environments. That is basic, very basic. If if the company is messing with this, then they are compromising with the quality. Okay, so these 3 things should be there: dev environment, test environment, and production environment. Nobody touches the production environment. Nobody has this access to this production except the senior people, senior development people, or architect people who are working on this. So they might have access to here and there of production, not completely. Okay, so no one has this access to this production environment. Dev environment, developers have this access to the dev environment. Test environments, we as a QA has this access to test environment. So vice versa. And dev environment, dev guys don't have access to test environment, and test guys don't have access to dev environment. Okay, so we all have this our own environment to do our work. So we don't mess with any other people's work. But sometimes there are scenarios where you have to work in dev environment. Okay, so sometimes developers say no, we don't have time for this. We need to test in dev environment. We don't it's not a waste of time. We cannot put this into testing. At that scenario, you need to work only on the dev. Okay, so that is a situation where you may also come across with it. And sometimes you also test in production environment. So that's a worst case. One company, if you are testing in the production environment, trust me, things are not going well. Okay, so you never want to test in production environment. Okay, so let's say once the developer checks in the code. So once the code moves into the dev environment. Now it gets approved from the manager saying that okay, now it's good. It gets deployed. Deployed means that code is actually deployed in the dev environment and it's working fine. Okay, it's working fine. Now if it is approved and it's working fine, that code has to move into the test environment, right? That code has to move in the test environment. Then it has to, developer says, hey, the code is already there in the test environment, start testing it. So now that's where the smoke testing comes into the picture, right? There actually the smoke testing, you'll be doing that smoke testing. Not all projects have smoke testing, and not every time you'll be doing smoke testing, but this is sometimes you'll be also doing this smoke testing. We want to make sure that application is testable or not. So it's like similar to functional testing. So only difference between the functional and smoke testing is you don't have test cases for the smoke testing. You have test cases for functional testing. The other difference is you just do, smoke testing don't last for a day. You just 2-3 hours, max 4 hours, that's it, done. You don't do whole day to, just to do smoke testing. Just test a small, image button. Okay, it's working. Advertising button. It's taking too long. Okay, it's still working. Okay, and business button. So all these buttons are working. Okay, smoke testing is passed. If anything is failed, so let's say something is not working, the smoke testing is failed. So then you say that to the developer saying that, hey, smoke testing has failed. So we cannot proceed any more further. We cannot do any functional testing. We cannot do any integration testing. We cannot do any it's just smoke testing is done. It has failed. Smoke testing is failed. And so what the developer does is like, okay, we'll work on that, and they figure it out that issue. Okay, we opens a defect and saying that okay, this is done, and they figure it out the issue and they fix it. Now again they checks the code into developer. The same story. It checks the code in developer environment. Okay, dev environment, and that code again moves to the test environment, and then you need to test it again. So this time if it passes, good. Now you can proceed with the other testing. Okay, functional testing, integration testing, and so on. So that's the smoke testing. Okay. Any questions? So then, let me quickly complete this. We have this done. There's two topics. Okay. So this sanity testing. Let's do the sanity testing. Sanity testing is like, to test a new version of a software is performing well enough. Okay. So let's say, you have opened many defects. Let's say you have opened 10, 15 defects, and they thought of, okay, we're doing this. Okay, we will come up with a new version. We'll come up with a new version, fix all these defects, whatever you have opened, fix all the defects, and we'll come up with this new. Now do the testing. So that's called sanity testing. That means you are testing the same application with a different version, right? So let's say, let's say you have this. You are testing with this. Let's say the company has released a new Firefox, okay, browser, and you want to test all the application on this, and okay, now you have tested well in this version, and let's say new version shows up. Okay, so you have tested in 49.0.2. This is the version. Now you will be testing this into new version. So we have tested in 49.0.2, right? And suddenly, they said, okay, we have fixed this issue, all the issues, whatever you have opened is good. We fixed all these issues, a new version is showing up, and you need to do that. Okay, so the same application, different version. Okay. So this is applying this update. So we can also see this new version of this Firefox, and we will start testing with that. So that's called sanity testing. We have, let's say we have tested in 49.0.2 or 9.0.2, a new application shows up. I'm sorry, new version. New version is, we're doing a new version, and let's say everything was done. Dev environment got approved from dev environment, got approved from the test environment, and we want to test that, and we are testing in the new environment, and this is, I'm sorry, new version that is called 50.0.2. Okay, that's called sanity testing. Okay, and then we have this, regression testing. Okay, regression testing. Let's say you have completed this, all these testings are done. Okay, and you want to move into automation. So this is more for automation. Okay, and there's a different team. So regression team. So there is a different team. Okay, who will be working on the tool. Okay, different tool. So far we are not using any tool. So far we are doing with the manual testing. Okay, manual everything. So here the regression. Normally you have this tool. Okay, some companies also do regression with the manually, so we'll not worry about it. Okay, let them do it. We normally use a tool called UFT or Selenium or load runner, whatever the regression. Okay, load runner is a different thing. Okay, Selenium or UFT or QTP. Okay, so that is a tool to test an application. Same thing. We'll be doing the same thing, but automation. That will be coded in various applications. All will be coded. You just click the play button, and everything gets played, and everything runs by itself. You don't need any manual interference to click on that button or click on that image or click on this. You don't need to do anything. It just so that's called regression. Okay, so testing application as a whole, the modification in any module or functionality. Okay, so let's take an example here, right? So why do we need this regression testing? Okay, so let me ask you this question. So you are testing this, and you have done with your testing. So you have completed all your testing, and all this testing is done, and suddenly The development guy, developer, stop by at your desk and says, "Hey, there was some issue that we have fixed it, and and that was a critical issue which was not functionality, but it was some unit testing we have done, and we fixed that issue, and which was not visible to you guys. So can you start testing?" So, so can anyone say what's your answer for this? So that guy, developer guy, stops at your desk and saying that, "Hey, I fixed this issue, right? I fixed this issue. That was something which we don't even know about it. It's nothing visible to a tester." And he says, to test again. So we have already done. We have done with all this testing. We have prepared test cases. We have executed test cases. Whatever the issues, we have reported it, and all those things are done. And he suddenly stopped by at desk saying that, "Can you fix this issue?" So can anyone answer? What's your take in this? Okay. So, okay. The question is, you are working, you are doing your testing. Okay. You are done with the testing. Basically, you are done with the testing, right? All this testing are done. Now, your developer, your developer or like dev lead suddenly shows up at your desk saying that, "Hey, we fixed this issue. Whatever the issue is, we don't know." Okay, that's completely a different thing. We fixed an issue. Okay, that was part of the unit testing, or they were testing something and they fixed it something. Okay, that's fine. We fixed an issue, and can you start testing? So, what is your answer on that? How do you proceed with that? Right. Exactly. See, you cannot see. I'll be like, so if they say like, they suddenly stop at my desk and saying that, "Can you start testing?" Are you kidding me? We have completed our testing, right? We have completed our manual testing and it's done. Everything is done and we have reported issue. All the issues are fixed, and next week, in 2 weeks, it's going to production. And you want me to start from scratch again? That's not possible. We cannot retest. We cannot redo things what we have already done. We have already completed our part of our job. We cannot do it again and again. Same thing. We cannot do double testing. No, that's not possible. Now, what we can do is, there's a separate team, the regression team. We can assign your issues to them, and they can, work on that. That is one thing we can do. Okay. Just because they are saying, okay, start testing, you don't go and start testing again. That's not even, you don't take orders from developers, you take orders from your managers. Okay, just because developer is saying something, you don't just go blindly and do something. Okay, that's not even, appropriate. First, you need to communicate that issue to the lead, and you need to have this meeting. If they even fix some issue, there is even some critical issue, you need to have this meeting with them, saying that, "Hey, this is the issue they come up," saying that, "Oh, they have fixed something, but we don't know." Okay, they're fixing some unit testing, that's fine. They want to start testing, that's not possible. We have completed our testing. We have done. What we can do is, we can assign to the different team the regression testing and, tell them to test. So that's the reason you need, that's one of the reasons. Okay, not only that, that's one of the reason when, you come up with the regression testing, so that you don't redo the same thing. Okay, you don't do double testing, right? So in the regression testing, you use different tools. The same thing, just like functionally you'll be testing this edit bar, these apps and these images, you'll be doing the same thing, but in a tool. like UFT or Selenium or any other tool which is available in the market. Okay, we'll be using that and we'll be testing. So that's about regression testing. Testing application as a whole. Okay. For a modification in any module. So if you modify any module in that or any functionality, then it has to go the regression testing because QA has done their job. It's done. See, normally the proper systematic order that they have to do is like they shouldn't touch the code until QA is done. Right. So some of the features which is not completed by the dev team should go to the regression team because once QA is done, see the systematic order should be there. This is the way they have to work. Once QA is once we are testing QA, they should not touch the code until we have done our job. But that thing never happens. That thing never happens. They keep on updating it. They keep on testing it. It's like, okay, we have not even completed this testing. You put a new module in it. Again, you put a new application. How are you going to test? Who are going to test? We don't have that many team members. Okay, and this in 2 weeks it has to go into production. How are you going to do this? So those kind of issues arises because they should not supposed to touch the code until you finish your testing. After you finish your QA testing, then they can modify some issues, and that thing has to go to the regression. But trust me, real time it never happens. They keep on doing their work, and we keep on doing our work, and thing continues. Okay, but whatever if it comes in between, they added a new application, they added a new code, or they have removed the old code. All this, once you have completed your testing, it has to go to the regression testing. We cannot do double testing until we have some resources or something like that. We cannot do same thing again. Okay, so that's about regression testing. Okay, so we have already exceeded the time. So tomorrow we'll complete the remaining types of testing. Also make sure you guys attend tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class, will be the important class. Any questions so far? Okay, so if no one has any questions, can we close this class for today? Okay, yeah. See, you have to see whenever this is good. I like this batch. Whenever I am asking question, you need to answer. So that's called proactive. So you need to be proactive. So this is the way. This is good. I'm like keep on explaining this from past 1 year. People are not proactive. So this is how you should be. Because if you're proactive, that means whenever someone asks question, you need to give an answer. Yes, no, maybe, not sure, something. If you use this, that will help you in the project, because in project you need to be more proactive. So that's good. You guys are. Yeah. So send me an email if you don't get. So yeah, again, right? Whoever, I have some of the email ID, but I don't have all of them. So if you don't get any email by 4 p.m., send me an email. I'll add you in the list and I'll send you the all the documents. Make sure you send me an email because I don't have all of the email IDs. Okay. Send me an email at manu@itamerica.com. Send me email. Okay. So because now I cannot note down here. Okay. I'll note down here this. But send me an email. Okay. Because I need to add the list. Okay. Any more questions? So recordings, I'll send you through email. Okay. I'll send you an email. So we'll have all this recording. Sure. So No, no, I'm not going to explain about selenium. And ETL will be having different, like Tagore and Sanjay will be taking care of that. Okay, I'll be only explaining about QA and one class about automation. Introduction. This is just introduction. Okay, so not everything, just an introduction on automation, and we'll be just okay. Send me an email who don't get by 4 p.m. Okay, everyone will be getting by 4 p.m. Okay, recordings, and I'll also give slide and one book to read. I'll just go through it. Okay, and okay, so from tomorrow onwards, now I'll be giving you homework. Okay, any more questions? Okay, so can we close this class for today? Okay. Thank you, guys.